Alright guys, just want to check and make sure everything is working correctly. Because I am not sure if it is. For some reason. Man, I have such a hard time getting this stuff set up. Okay, there it is. Alright, so is the audio working? Let me check right fast. Okay, audio is working. Alright guys, now what I want to talk about first is that I am not the first one breaking this story. Okay, I am actually subscribed to another YouTube creator, Vlad. I am putting up his posts, his address for his YouTube channel right now. He is actually the one that I first come across this story on. That is Vlad's YouTube channel. So please feel free to go over there and check out his channel because he's the one who actually broke this story, not me. I just started following up after reading it. So yeah, guys, the title is correct. They arrested a 6-year-old for battery. Now I am going to attempt to do this share screen so I can pull it up for you. First came across it on Vlad's channel, and then I went ahead and looked at New York Times. So let me bear with me while I try this share screen. Like I said, I am no computer techie. It looked good on my end, so we will try to see if it works here. Let's see if we got this up and running or not. I'm watching on my mobile to see if it works. Okay, yes, we do. All right, Florida girl 6 arrested for battery by school resource officer for temper tantrum. This is Fox News. I won't play. You know what? I might be able to play that for y'all. I don't know. I might get in trouble. You know what? That's all right. I will go ahead and play it. If it will play out here in the bunker. Of course, it's got an ad. Anyway, and there's another ad. Awesome. I love ads. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the story. All right, a Florida grandmother claims her 6-year-old granddaughter was arrested by a resource officer after throwing temper tantrum at school, which she says happened because the child suffers from sleep apnea. Mirlin Kirkland, I probably messed up that name, I do apologize, said the child, K.I. Roll, was acting out at Lucius and Emma Nixon Academy, a charter school in Orlando, Florida. Now, this is what ticks me off, guys, because I have children, and thankfully they're in Texas now. They are set up in a private school. It's not a high-dollar private school. It's a private Christian school, so that they are a little more tolerant for issues, because my oldest son does have some issues. But anyway, as a result of lack of sleep, the 6-year-old was then brought to the principal's office. Kirkland told WKMG-TV that while there, a school staff employee grabbed Kaya's wrist, sparking her to lash out and kick her legs. The school resource officer, Officer Dennis Turner of the Orlando Police Department, handcuffed Kaya and transported her to the Juvenile Assessment Center in Orlando on battery charges. Again, guys, I did not break this story. Vlad is the one who broke it. I put up his link in the description box for you guys. Please make sure that you go check that out. As a matter of fact, there's Vlad right there. Hey, Vlad. Definitely go to his channel, guys, because he's the one who broke this story. Her grandmother said the child was fingerprinted and had her mugshot taken. You see this little girl? 6-year-old girl? Yeah. Hardened criminal, people. She didn't have no weapon. She just lashed out and kicked when this guy grabbed her by the wrists. All right. Yeah, I'm fired up right now, guys. You don't touch children. I'm sorry. This is a 6-year-old. The Orlando Police Department told Fox News via email that the 6-year-old was released from custody and returned to her school before being processed at the juvenile center, which is not true because she was fingerprinted and mugshot. The arrest of people under the age of 12 requires officers to get permission from their watch commander, which Turner did not do, the department said. Ooh, I definitely hope there's a lawsuit on this one. Kirkland claims that when she told Turner the 6-year-old has sleep apnea, which the family is working on getting resolved, the officer didn't understand why that would be an excuse. He says, "Well, I have sleep apnea and I don't behave like that," Kirkland claimed the officer told her. Well, let me tell you something there, Mr. What is your name again? Turner? This is a 6-year-old girl, all right, a child. They're still in development on learning how to express their emotions, feelings, bombardments, all that stuff. You're a grown-ass man and a police officer. Well, I have sleep apnea and I don't behave like that. Well, what do you want? You want a freaking cookie? This is ridiculous, guys. I'm sorry. I am pissed. Kirkland questioned how a child could be arrested for kicking somebody. How do you do that to a 6-year-old child because she kicked somebody? A literal mugshot of a 6-year-old girl, she said. No 6-year-old child should be able to tell somebody that they had handcuffs on them, and that they were riding in the back of a police car and taken to a juvenile center to be fingerprinted and mugshot. Turner also reportedly arrested a 8-year-old that day in a separate incident on Thursday, according to WKMG. Barker told the news outlet Turner did not request permission for that child's arrest either. Authorities said the internal investigation is ongoing. Well, thank God they've done that. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. I do apologize to everybody here that is subscribed to me. This has got me fired up, and it takes a lot to get me emotionally ticked off about stuff. Usually I handle things very well. This here, guys, no. Welcome to the police state. Really, they want to put these people in our schools. It's like they're not being vetted. Now, this guy is supposedly, well, let me go and finish the story here. I'm sorry. Kirkland says Kaya is supposed to report to court October 16th, and if she doesn't, a warrant will be issued for her arrest. Now, odds are, guys, this is going to get kicked out of court. But the fact is, this is a 6-year-old, okay? That's what's got me worked up here. Odds are this is going to get kicked out of court. All right, it's not going to go anywhere, but this is a 6-year-old. Now, this Turner guy, this resource officer that works for the Orlando Police Department, as according to Fox News there, doesn't need to be working this job if you can't handle a 6-year-old and 8-year-old without throwing cuffs on them. Now, I get that the public school system, sometimes parents do not raise their children respectful, minding their manners, things like that. I get that, all right? I see that all the time. Kids running wild. But to put them in handcuffs, drag them to the juvenile detention, mugshot, fingerprint, the whole 9 yards. Are you trying to create a criminal? Oh, well, maybe it'll scare them straight. They didn't do anything to get arrested on to begin with. Missy Wheeler not going to help the trauma to the child. Yes. Now, should there be repercussions for a child that's acting out and kicking another student, or actually this was a resource officer that she kicked? Yes, of course. All right. Now, back in my day when I was growing up, if you kicked an adult or acted out, we got paddled. I know you can't do that anymore. All right. They should have contacted the parent. There is in-school suspension. There is full-blown school suspension, not arrest a 6-year-old or an 8-year-old. It's not like they had weapons. It's not like they were causing severe bodily harm. They reacted and they kicked. Bill B, why don't they arrest, mugshot, and fingerprint MS-13 when they commit felonies? Good question. Good question. Let me scroll back here and check, guys. I was not seeing the chat when I was talking. Again, I'm going to put up Vlad's YouTube channel here because he is the one that broke this story. And for some reason, that didn't go in. Hold on. I'm having computer difficulties again, guys. I do apologize. Okay, CJ, thank you for getting that for me. I definitely appreciate that, CJ. Oh, and by the way, CJ, I did catch your call last night on Marfugal. That was really, really cool. I'm glad you were able to talk about the tower and stuff that you've been filming there on your channel. I think it's part of the zero tolerance these days, Vlad. Yeah, I'm sure it is. But no, this is ridiculous. They want to do a zero tolerance or something. Okay, they need a better program put in place. Arresting a child, throwing them in. All right. As I have never beat around the bush on this, I was very upfront with my criminal past and me doing prison time. So I can talk from experience that I have met many people that went through the juvenile center and later became professional criminals later. I mean, they became nonstop. They were always offending. It messed them up. The things that happen in these juvenile centers, especially here in Florida, are not good. All right. There is a lot of bad stuff that goes on there. You're going to go basically throw a 6-year-old in. Granted, though, now she did not get processed as far as go to a cell and all that stuff. But let's say that step was to go even further. Really? How is that 6-year-old going to defend themselves around 14, 15-year-olds that are just vile as can be on their way to the big house? And I'm not sure 14, 15-year-olds that are in juvenile detention. I've just had my run-ins where I have physically seen the product of that in the major prison system. So yeah, I've got a little inside information on that. It doesn't work. And I'm not saying there can't be any repercussions as far as being held accountable. Of course, they should all be held accountable. But as 6 years old, a 6-year-old is not understanding the process of, if I do this, I go to prison. Really? Scan family, my grandson was suspended for protecting a little girl from another boy hitting her. Like Vlad just said, he believes this is part of the zero tolerance thing that they're doing. That is very possible. I am sorry that happened to you, Scan family, to your grandson. I was raised, you stand up for what's right. Sure, I broke the law in the past. That was my decision. I chose to do that. But I moved forward and I went back to my moral roots. Standing up for the weak, I would do my best. If I see someone lay a hand on somebody, yeah, it's not going to be good for them. All right. When I was growing up, you had a scrap in the playground. You had a scrap after school. That was it. All right. You either kicked their butt or they kicked your butt. Either way, it was done. It was none of this stuff. All right. Now we had a huge scare here. My oldest boy, he's got some limitations and things. He has some medical issues, but he had acted out. He got cornered in the classroom by the teacher and I believe it was the vice principal of his school. He wasn't understanding what was going on, and he was about that age. He was about 6 years old. He was in first grade. So he picked up his chair to defend himself, and he cracked that sucker over the vice principal. Now, granted, I had to laugh at that when I was being told this on the phone because that sounds just like my boy. And I asked him, well, what did y'all do? What did y'all do to my son to make him react that way? Well, he wasn't listening to us, so I grabbed him by the collar of his shirt. Well, you know what? My son had every freaking right to defend himself. Now, did I have a talk with my son about you follow instructions? Yes, of course. But those teachers did not have a right to put their hands on my child. And they knew they knew my son has issues. I mean, we were discussed that with the school. I mean, he has to go take medication, why he's at school, things like that. I won't go into the details about everything else. But yeah, this is just something that's going to keep on going. All right, let me get back into the chat, guys. Bill B, I smell a lawsuit. Yeah, so do I. Carol Brooks, I'm just right with you. Yes, this is ridiculous, guy. And again, guys, I'm glad Vlad had popped this up because I did not get this in my news feed until I went to my YouTube and saw that he had something up already. So I went ahead and dug into it myself and pulled some sources and took a look into it. And yeah, this is right down the road for me. This is in Orlando. I'm gonna pop go. This is ridiculous. Magic Prepper, ridiculous store. What kind of SRO is that? A power hungry SRO is what that is. Well, maybe you had a bad day. All right. Then why'd you take it out on a child like that? Actually, two children, 6-year-old and an 8-year-old. Now, I don't know the story on the 8-year-old. I don't know what's going on with that particular story, but apparently he arrested that one too. Sorry, I got to scroll down and get caught up in the chat, guys. Prescott Caliber Club. Hey, bud, how's it going? I've had many discussions in recent years about homeschooling my kiddos. My last bit of high school, I was homeschooled. I had issues dealing with some of the teachers. Now, I've never claimed to be a smart man. I pick up things real quick. All right. So one day the teachers decided to give me a big fat F on my report card. I turned into my parents. Of course, my parents were very upset because I was an AB student. And my father asked me, dude, what is this? It says incompleted. I said, Dad, that's my homework. He said, well, you're not doing your homework? I said, no, it's the exact same thing that they covered in class. He said, well, you need to do your homework. I passed all my tests. It was just more work for me. Now, this is before I got electrocuted. So I actually got an F in my stuff because I refused to do homework. Now, I mean, maybe I was just being a little rebellious, but it was repetition stuff. My memory used to be very good. I could remember what they were talking about, and I could take the test and make 100 or a passing grade. Like I said, I was an AB student. So yeah, because of this issue that was going on, they pulled me, my brother, and my sister out of the public schools. We were homeschooled the last couple of years of our schooling. Actually, I graduated a year early. I graduated at the age of 17. So yeah, this old dumb country boy was pretty smart back in the day. But like I said, when I got electrocuted, some things got a little rattled up in here. Let's see what we got here. Pete, I see your comment there. I agree with you, especially when it comes to child. Now, guys, I do understand children in today's society are products of their upbringing. All right. I have seen many children in the store that run wild. All right. Screaming, hollering, free for all as soon as they hit the store. Run out in traffic because they haven't been taught by their parent not to act a certain way. So I understand that. But for this resource officer to arrest a 6-year-old and drag her down to juvenile detention. Same with this 8-year-old later that day or earlier that day, whatever the report was saying. There's something else going on here. And the fact is that this person did not check with his superiors to make sure it was okay to do, because that was their procedure. He just went ahead and done it. It's an abuse of power, is what that is. We see abuse of power in a lot of scenarios. All right, I'm not going to get into all that. There's a lot of good resource officers. There's a lot of good police officers. There's a lot of good military. But there are some bad eggs. This one here, I can't say he's a bad egg because this is but they need to look into it because this is our children. All right. As parents, we try to protect and raise our children correctly, try to teach them right. So yeah, this is just unacceptable. Let's see what else we got here in chat, guys. I do apologize. It is moving pretty quick. At least quick for me. And again, CJ Blaze, thank you for getting that link up for me. I do appreciate that. All right. I think our children should be homeschooled on top of crap like the whole dumbing down of people. Shannon, yeah, I get what you're saying there. And we will be homeschooling my two sons when we get out to Wyoming and everything. One is just we're living too far out to have them to go to any type of public school or private school. But now I also understand that most parents cannot do this because most parents have to work 2 jobs to make ends meet. I mean, it's just the way it's set up now. So yeah, it is very difficult. And I know it's not cheap doing homeschooling too. I do know that my dad and mother actually had to spend a lot of money in the curriculum and everything else. So yeah, that does come into play. If you need an LE officer in your school should be shut down. Yeah, John, when I was out in Oregon, that's the first time I ever heard of a resource officer. I was actually dating a girl. She had a 16-year-old son, I think it was. And I went to drop him off to school and saw a cop. I'm like, why you got a cop at your school? And he was like, yeah, that's a resource officer. I'm like, never even heard of that. That was way before I ever had kids. So yeah, that was the first time I ever experienced that. Missy Willie, that's because the government wants to raise our children. Yes, exactly. The most patient man. Prescott Caliber Club. Let's be honest, man. You'll be out there wanting to go outside, go out to the garden, and go shoot some things with your youngins. That's what it is, which is actually probably the best schooling any child could ever get. I forgot I had my coffee here. It's probably cold by now. Good old Sunday with CFB. I'll tell you what, man. I was actually going to work on I was going to show off the my everyday carry bag today is what I was going to do. It's the bag I carry when I go to my physical therapy and doctor's office because I really don't go many places right now. And then I saw this story on Vlad's channel. I'm like, oh, oh no, this needs to be addressed. Yeah, so I had to run with it because this got me, guys. I was hot. My wife was trying to figure out what I was hollering at. And I'm like, do you see this? She says, no, I didn't even see nothing. I didn't even get nothing on my newsfeed about it, which was strange because she says she didn't even get nothing on her newsfeed about it. Kelly B, hello from Vegas. Well, hello. I've been to Vegas twice. I wasn't gambling, though. I'm checking the chat here, guys. Oh, while I've got you guys here, my apologies. completely slipped my mind. I sent Dex a text last night about this. Um, Marfugal had Adam and Dex. They put together that call that I made about the mosquitoes in Brazil, and they put it on their Marfugal News yesterday. And they texted me, told me about it. Our subscriber count has jumped over. We're over 2,100 subscribers today. Yeah, we had like I think it's over a 200 subscriber jump since yesterday. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I sent him a text thanking Dex and thanking Adam for that, because yeah, I mean that traffic that they produce is growing this channel massively. I've gotten a lot of traffic from Marfugal fam come here, and and they're active in the chat. I mean, I see a bunch of y'all right now that are active in the chat. It's not just subscribers just to click subscribe and walk away. They're actually active in the chat. So yeah, that's amazing, guys. I really do appreciate that. um, I don't know, I have to do something nice for Adam and Dex. I got to figure out something. CJ Blaze. Yep, and there's one right there. CJ Blaze, one of the moderators right there on Marfugal. And yeah, guys, if you have not checked out CJ Blaze, definitely go check her out. She's got her last couple of videos I've been watching. It's with the those 5G towers that they're building right there near her, and she's able to go and actually talk to these workers, ask them questions about things, which is pretty awesome. I mean, that's like inside stuff, right? They're boots on the ground type of deal. You're right there with it, instead of just listening to speculation and stuff like that on the internet. You're actually getting conversation with the people building everything. So yeah, definitely go check her out. And if you have not put your link up, please do, CJ. See what else we got here. I'm up. Lost count. All right, I'm trying to scroll to see if I'm missing anything on chat, guys. And as always, when we are live, you are more than welcome to ask questions. If I have answers for it, I will try my best to provide it. If I don't have answers, I will be happy to tell you I have no idea. So, yeah, and that's on any topic. And if you want to do the call-in show, too bad I don't give out my number. I don't have a burner phone or anything like that, guys. So, yeah, that's why we don't do anything like that. And I'm really not much of a call-in type of show channel. We're just a prepping channel. But, when I see news like this, I have the ability to get it out there. So, yeah, I do get it out there. At least I try to. Mr. Wheeler, I'm too scared to put anything on my channel until I'm done with my comp case. I have to pay for my own doctor to prove I'm injured. Lawyer doesn't want me to post anything. Yeah, Missy, they told me the same thing. And when I actually talked to my lawyers about my YouTube channel, he said, well, what do you do? I said, I sit down. He said, you're not building anything, structures and stuff like that. I said, nope. I am sitting on my butt in a chair, talking on film. He goes, okay, you're good. He said, don't discuss your case. I'm like, I know better than that. I mean, the stuff I talk about, I'm not discussing the technical stuff on my case, and the stuff that is out there is public information pretty much. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with being careful there, Mr. Wheeler, at all. Definitely listen to your lawyer if they're telling you, don't say nothing, don't say nothing. We're actually in the process of rounding up mine. I will have to continue physical therapy because it's not right yet. But we've come to, they're pursuing settlements and stuff. They're just done dealing with me. They workman's comp insurance, I'll be honest with you, it's not the best medical care you'll get. Thankfully, after they hurt me in the physical therapy after my surgery and actually caused a new tear in my rotator cuff, they actually got me to a good therapist. And I've been working with them, and actually my range of motion's improved a lot. We actually just recently started weight training with my arm. There is still stuff going on with it, but you know what, slow progress. All right, hopefully I'll be good to go before spring, so I plan on being out in Wyoming by then. Bill B, off topic. No, that's quite all right, buddy. Let me pull you up here. Why is MSM being so quiet about the tension between U.S. and the uh, the forbidden country? I'm trying not to say that name. Um, Very good question. With everything going on, me personally, this is my opinion. I think we have been waiting and waiting for them to get enough support to roll in and deal with them. Now, some of these things that have happened with the tankers and stuff, I definitely want to say they are uh, FF as far as what actually happened just to get us over there. We have to remember with this country, with Ryan, I think I said that right. Yeah, I stole that from Marfugal. I'm just trying to code certain things because I have been dinged. Um, Scott Rogers, can you swim yet? On my back, I float. No, I can't do breaststroke. Not with the shoulder. I can't get that arm up there. I can doggy paddle. Um, Back to Bill's topic there. We need to remember that Ryland, right, whatever that place has been pursuing a lot of nuclear abilities. My big concern with that is because they are with and in bed with T groups, let's put it that way. I worry about a dirty bomb being used. It's easily made. They have the ability. I don't think they're going to be using a full blown nuke. I don't think they have that capability as of yet, as far as producing. But they are with the ability to create the dirty bomb, and that's my concern. So, yeah, we were going to go that way anyway. I mean, that was the main pretense on that. Now, if you try to follow the money scheme, now there's a lot of theories out there. I mean, if you track down the petrodollar, that they're trying to get away from our program. I want to call it SWEAM, or starts with an S. Basically, you have to, if you're buying oil, you have to use American dollars, American program. A lot of countries are trying to get away from that. I mean, if you remember back in the past, a lot of these countries were buying a great deal of gold bullion. You have enough gold to back up currency, you become the new economic currency of the world. You don't need the US dollar anymore. So there's a lot of reasons why we're going over there, and it's not the reasons we are being told. Just like the strike on those refineries in SA, first we heard it was drones, then we heard it was up to a dozen cruise missiles and 20 drones. Yeah, you're going to tell me these things got by those defense? Actually, Adam Marfugo did cover this. All right, he's been covering this a lot. And he also mentioned about the defenses that are sitting there. They're ours. And they managed to get by. Okay, let's say drones. All right, let's say that they have the ability to slip through. How did 12 cruise missiles slip through? That one there's got me really trying to figure things out. Let me get back here on the chat, guys. I know I missed a lot. Bill B, Russia and China are conducting joint exercises with over 120,000 troops. That's a pretty big exercise. Oh, I'm gonna have to look in on that one there, Bill. I believe you. I'm gonna look into it though. That's interesting. Missy Wheeler. No, they said it's all in my head. Missy, let me tell you a story. When I first got hurt, I was in a wheelchair for 2 months. Okay, I couldn't walk, and then when I finally the swelling went out of my back, there's some things going on there. I won't discuss those, but when I was able to use a walker, and then I was able to use a cane, but I couldn't support my knee when I was sitting in the Doctor's office, doctor come in and said, there's nothing on your x-ray. You don't need that cane. And he went to grab it from me. Of course, I put a death grip on it. You take that cane, I'm going to beat your ass with it. I said, listen, I cannot support myself with my left leg. Well, the x-ray show there's nothing wrong with you. I said, x-ray does. I've been through the mill a couple times. I'm not as dumb as I act. So, dude, an x-ray doesn't show everything. I know that. You know that. He said, well, I'm telling you right now, if the insurance company doesn't cover you, you're going to have to pay for it yourself. And, he was completely on the insurance side. I said, that's okay. I said, you can talk to my lawyer. You what? I said, my lawyer. I said, I've actually got one of the best ones here in Florida. I'd be more than happy to put you in touch with them. So next thing I know, I'm getting MRIs done. I'm getting the dye drip, the dye injections and everything. And then they found out I have a torn meniscus. All right. And it was torn pretty bad. That's why when I stepped down on it, I could not use my knee. I mean, my knee was just shot. So they had to go in and do surgery. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. When they work with the insurance company, they will do their best to get you out. I was very fortunate that I made enough money as a welder that when they just gave me 62%, I was still able to cover all my bills. Because if I was only making $10 an hour and then got hurt and only making 62% of that check, well, me personally, I've been fine living in a tent somewhere, but with my wife and her pet rabbits, would be at her mom's house or my dad's. I'd have to be living with somebody, and the insurance company they want to space things out. I was hurt last August. I had a surgery in December and then a surgery in April. They space everything out to make it more difficult for you. So, stick to your guns there, Missy. Fallout Shelter, what's going on, bud? Hey, man, I've been getting a lot of emails, a lot of good emails from the subscribers here, everybody here in the community. They loved having you on the show the other night. So, yeah, we'll definitely have to hook up on something else. Maybe we can get traffic going to your D Live because this platform did not like that video. Let's see what else we got here. Sorry, guys. Try to catch up here. I think I'm caught up in the questions. If I missed a question and haven't got to it, please resubmit it so I can see it. But I think I've got them all. But yeah, Scott Rogers, man. No, I can't swim with it yet. Thankfully, in Wyoming, there's no large bodies of water that I have to try swimming. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be rough when I first get out there, guys. One, I haven't done any work in over a year, so I am really bad out of shape. So my stamina is low, everything, muscle atrophy. So yeah, trying to get out there and start homesteading, it's going to be fun. And plus, I can't drive a nail to save my life. So there we go. Screw guns, right? Scott Rogers, insurance company would rather see you homeless, so you'll never settle lowest amount. You're right, Scott. Absolutely. Luckily, as a prepper, we had finances back, and I was making enough, so it didn't really hit us hard. Of course, having food, everything like that, we were actually able to save on our grocery bill too. Now, did I have to get into our preps? Yeah, I did. Did we use up all our preps? No, of course not. But it helped us. We don't just prep for SHTF, guys. We prep for all disasters. I learned that when my house burned down in Oregon. That really got me really thinking. That was back 2012. So yeah, even work injuries, things like that. Having extra groceries in your house, things like that. So it gives you that buffer zone. I don't know why I put my hands up there and they're offset. All right. Gives you that buffer zone so that when something happens, you have something to fall back on. It's kind of like a savings account, except with food, extra finances, things like that. We got silver and stuff put back. It's not a lot, but if I need to change that in, for a couple $100, if it come down to it, yeah, I could. So yeah, guys, there's really nothing wrong with prep. I know everyone looks at you like, ooh, you're one of those weird people. Not really. I mean, if you've ever experienced any hardships in your life, you realize the need for prepping. It doesn't have to be, even though I believe in SHTF coming, but we also need to prep for everyday things. You know, it's just a lot of things happen. Let's see what else we've got here, guys. People are selling homes in the Florida Keys for pennies to the government to be dozed down. A land grab has started on both coasts. That is interesting. I was wondering if they're going to do that to the Bahamas after that real bad storm they had, man. I mean, it flattened everything there. I still haven't got a total count of the lives lost because of that storm. I was really hoping most of those people evacuated because that was a bad storm. Scan family, CFP. My husband fell on ice in February. They're just now doing surgery to fix his rotator cuff. Yeah, see, and they kept saying that they wanted to hold it off. They wanted first it was just an X-ray, then it was just an MRI. So, well, it doesn't look too bad. There's a little bit there. Then it never healed up. So then the MRI with the dye injection, they did 2 of those, and then they found what they're looking for. Well, we didn't see it the first time. I'm like, dude, I'm not kidding. When I say it hurts, it means it actually hurts. Yeah, they space it out. You know, I know that they wanted to make sure that it might heal on its own. Well, it never did, and now I have the issues I have now. But you know, it's different. If you had you know, if I'd have been hurt with just my own insurance, it'd have been fixed a lot faster. All right, what else we got here, guys? I saw something. CJ Blaze at Full Circle Prepper. They are sync on my end. Try refreshing. Oh, you got a. Are we buffing, guys? I do apologize. I didn't see any buff on my cell phone here. I'm sorry, guys. Lisa Jones, CFP, not cup. I'm confused on that one. Ooh, his muscles are completely slipped on the outside of his back. Oh, man. Let's see what else we got here. I appreciate that, Josh. But actually, CJ, if you decide to send the 6-year-old story to Dex, don't send mine. Send Vlad's or the actual documentation. Like I said, I got this story from the notification that Vlad ran with this story. So yeah, he definitely deserves all the credit on that for sure. What else we got here, guys? Okay, you're not buffering. Okay, maybe I just misread the thing there. All right, guys, it's Sunday. Unless you got something major to do, I'm here. We can talk about anything you want to, as usual. Like I said, that I just wanted to get that story out about the 6-year-old because I was hot, guys. I really was. Yeah, maybe because, you know, me being a parent, my son has his own disabilities, and I know what bullet we dodged on that one. Yes, just it got me. It really did. Full circle Florida. Okay. All right, good deal. Ray, hey man, how's it going? How you doing? So yeah, guys, things are going really good here at the house. Go ahead and cover that. I did get my wife involved with our last video. She agreed to, and let's face it, I already told y'all my taste buds they're shot. So having her in to help with the taste test for those legacy foods, that was pretty good. And yeah, you see the product placement back there. That was not intentional, actually. That's still the empty boxes. All the cardboard boxes I bring out here into the shed, I cut them down, break them down, store them in case I need cardboard for anything. But yeah, so she's going to be stepping in more with our videos here. I'm going to try to get her to do a video with her bug out bag, the one I designed for her, because I've actually had a lot of people ask they wanted to see her bug out bag. So I showed mine, and I said that hers is set up different than mine. So we'll be doing that. I don't know when yet. It's one thing for me to do something, but now I got a partner, and I've got to work with her schedule too. So yeah, she's going to be stepping in a lot more. It will get her more used to dealing with the camera and stuff like that. Of course, I'll be teaching her what I know, which isn't really a lot, but it gives her a little heads up when she starts her own channel. And we're not really sure when she's going to do that just yet, but yeah, give her a little extra training there for it, so she doesn't have to go in and do the same mistakes I did. You can now confess your climate sins at NBC. Especially religion. Oh, actually, yeah, you ain't joking on that one. I saw the climate march thing the World Climate March thing that's going on. When I was 12, 13 years old, and somebody said if I wanted to step out of school to go do something, guess what I did? I stepped out of school. Do I believe there's a climate issue? Yeah. Do I think most of this has been intentionally man-made? Definitely. Do I think some of the spraying has something to do with it? Oh, yeah. Now, I'm going to stop there because last time we had the show me and Fallout did, we got messed with on that one. So we'll stop. I'll stop on that one. I don't want a repeat of that. We'll just go over to my buddy there, Fallout Shelter. We'll go to his DLive account and his YouTube account. We'll hang out there and talk about it. The climate march, useful idiots. Yeah. You know what I learned from that? It just showed me how many stupid people are out there. I know. Get me started. Good God. All right, that's definitely going up here. I'm passing out plastic straws for Halloween. Oh, good God. That's awesome. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, let me see what else we got going on here. Josh, well, I hope she starts her own food channel now because I really enjoy seeing you and your wife together. Yeah, and that's what she really wants to get into, because when we get out to Wyoming, like I said, most of this channel here is still going to be prepping, but it's also going to be a lot of homesteading. All right, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that people don't know how to do. There's some things that I don't know how to do, but I do know some useful information. So it'll still be prepping. It'll still be, but it'll also have homesteading. And for like food preparations, things like that, especially because it'll be a working farm, working ranch. Having her willing to do that on her own channel stuff is actually going to help out a great deal and get that information out. So yeah, definitely. Let's see what else we've got here. Scott Rogers, wait, those aren't vitamins sprayed? Yeah, they are not. Dude, I've tried those paper straws just to check it out. I wasn't going to change anyway, but yeah, those things suck. So when you use paper straws, which means you got to cut down trees to make. Oh no, they make recycled paper straws. There's a lot of sense in the stupid community. All right, what else we got here? Josh, Swiss Army Josh, how's it going, bud? Oh, we're just hanging out today. Ran a story earlier about 6-year-old being arrested in Florida for kicking the RSO in her school. Climate change is a natural thing. Yes, I am awake, Franklin. Yes, you are absolutely right. Climate change is a natural occurrence. It's happened I'm probably wrong on my number, but it seems like it happened like every 120, every 130,000 years. It has happened. We've had multiple ice ages, um, and they've learned that from oil samples, ice core samples showing these changes. They've also picked up on the magnetic change from pole shift multiple times because they pull the lava rocks in the ocean bed, and they can tell how they were flowing, which is because the iron and stuff in it, it will flow a certain direction with a magnetic pull. So yeah, this stuff happens plenty of time. They keep on making it seem like it's the end all be all type of deal, and it's all because you use Aquanet hairspray or whatever the original one was. Because you're using R12 in your car instead of 134A or whatever for air conditioning. Now, do we need to be smart about our environment and try not to pollute it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do we need to go crazy and make life hard on you because you're afraid that if you spit on the ground, you're going to kill everybody? No. Ice core proof as well? Yes, absolutely. What have we got here? Spirit of 76. Less government, not more. Absolutely. Fully agree with you. Now, do we need a government in place? Of course we do. It keeps the foreign parties and stuff like that from getting involved on our soil. It also helps the wealth of the country as far as being an economic power, worldwide stuff like that. Yeah, sure, we need a government, but not the government the way it's going right now. We do not need that. They're supposed to work for us, not the other way around. I'm curious about the pressure to recycle. I want to believe that it helps, but I've seen videos that contradict that belief. Kelly B, that's an interesting topic. Um, Unfortunately, I do not have a answer for you on that one. I can look into it as much as I can. Definitely shoot me an email. It's in the about section of the channel. It's centralfloridaprepper@hotmail.com, and I'll see what I can pull up on that. I have heard different things about that. That it's all a sham. They only doing certain recycling, and I have no proof on that though. So it's something I do need to look into. All right, let's see what we got here. My son is 9. What do people think of these days? No kidding, bud. It was. Oh, I was hot when I came on, man. I was pretty ticked off. All right, let's see what else we got in chat. Thinking about planting some green beans this afternoon, Josh. To be honest, I was thinking about go ahead and starting another short garden here because we are getting close to our fall here, which is still hot where I'm at, but our weather usually changes a lot here in Central Florida, and I actually could have a growing season about mid-January to February, and occasionally we have about a few days of some really cold weather, but for the most part, it's not bad. So yeah, I've been playing around with the idea myself since the last one. I mean, dude, we had such a bad storm for it was a couple of days worth, and the flooding from it, just the downpour we get here, it hurt it. It destroyed my garden. Let's see here, CJ Blaze, thank you for that. Thank you for getting that email up for me. I'll tell you what, nothing against my moderators. I got some good moderators. I really do. CJ, I do appreciate every bit of it. All you guys, every single one of you moderators that work with me on this is awesome. And you know what? I actually only coordinate with a couple of y'all. Josh, he's always asking if we're going to do a live stream or something like that. Ask what time, things like that. So yeah, guys, I need to step up my game on that, make it easier. But most of my live streams are just after I get a story out, we just kind of hang out and talk about whatever. Um, Full circle, Florida, another ice age may be good. Florida would gain a lot of landmass. Canadian prepper would have to cover some new topics. I'm actually a huge fan of Canadian prepper. I've been following his channel for a very long time. Let's see what else we got here. Flu shot. What did I missed that? Hold on. Oh, what do you think about the flu shot? I had the flu shot in basic training. I had a lot of shots. Those are the last V word shots I've ever allowed anybody to give me. Um, Personally, I think they're testing things. I really do. When they come up with these V word injections, and yeah, I say V word because the V word is definitely gets hit on this platform. So my belief, my thoughts on this is that they're experimenting with things. We can look in the past as far as other injections that were given, everything from smallpox. They're experimenting. All right, they're always doing something. So with this platform, I have to be real careful because you get called the anti V. They'll make sure you know that they're messing with you. They don't play around. This one, Facebook, all those social medias, they'll nail you. So those are my thoughts on that one. Threadies, get renew. Renew the one you have 6 years ago. Took our thumbprint, but when I asked to use it, when I asked about its use, hold on, let me just pull that up. 3 ideas to get a renewal for one you have. In CT years ago, they took our thumbprint, but when I asked about its use, I get looked at like I have 7 eyes. Yeah. Actually, I've got to renew my driver's license. I'm not driving right now. That's the only reason I haven't went down the DMV to renew my driver's license. I do need to do that though, because right now I'm not driving. I'm not supposed to be driving. So yeah, it expired on my birthday back in January, and I haven't renewed it yet. I need to. So I haven't made. So I shouldn't have made some of those videos. Fallout. If you did it on this platform and it was about the V word and anti V's, yeah, you don't want to do it on this channel anymore. DLive, you're probably good, but yeah, this platform does not like the anti V's. They say that we are endangering lives by pushing that. Really? Because the science is showing other things that when children are having seizures from being getting these injections, they wouldn't have had prior. I mean, it'd be best for them to get the flu than that injection. But yeah, I get the flu every year. I always do. I don't get the injection. I mean, I actually get the flu every year. It sucks, but it is what it is. I'd rather get that than be sick for weeks on end because of an injection. Home Depot, Lowe's are taking millions of facial recognition images. And I also heard that Walmart is too. Bill B, yeah, it's definitely good. I didn't know about Home Depot, but it's always going to be in every store, every big box store. They know a lot of people go in, so yeah, they're going to be putting in everything. Kelly B, I would love to have a greenhouse. Yeah, we can't have one here due to the rules of the association and everything. Um, Plus, with the tree coverage, it's kind of hard to find a good spot for it. But when we got to Wyoming, we will definitely be having multiple greenhouses actually. Uh, Scott Rogers, so my body, my choice for one thing, but not all. Yeah. Shannon, I never get the flu. Got the shot twice while I was brainwashed. Ever again. Yeah, I've experienced being sick from it. Now it could have been the other shots because they give us the hepatitis and all that shot too. You're standing there and they got a gun on one side, pow, 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 while another woman's sitting there hitting you with this one, and you walk through a line. Okay, I forget how many people's on each side of you, and they got exchangeable cups. I guess that's what you're not really paying attention to it when you're in basic training. Air Force calls it basic. Other places call it boot. So they got nozzles. They change out, and you just walk through a line, and they nail you. I forgot how many on each arm that I've gotten. And feeling sick? Oh yeah. So it could have been from a combination of those. I do know that as parents, if you got children in public schools and stuff, you have to get those, or they won't let them go to schools. What was it? The measles deal that was going on. They started making that roll up. They tried passing that one thing where they were gonna. I think it was in Oregon too, that they were gonna start doing house calls and mandatory V word for that. I might be reporting that wrong. It seemed like I remember reading a story on that, and I was like, if I still lived in Oregon, you come to my door and you're gonna mandatory anything on my children, we would have had problems. Central Florida prepper would have been locked up again. So it comes down to weighing out the lesser evils. Because if they did something like that, one, you start getting CPS or DHS, the child services and stuff like that, will then pursue you. And then they'll probably take your children's stuff. And they do not want a family structure in this country. They do not want you as a parent making decisions for your children. They want to tell you how to raise your child. They want to tell you what you feed your child, what medical care your child gets. They want to take you out of the equation. My thoughts. All right, just my thoughts, guys. Let's see what else we got here. Another good reason to have community-run daycare schools. Yes, Shannon, that is actually a very good idea. Josh got pulled over for no tag light. The sheriff said Walmart is open. You can go there. He gave me a ticket. I won't go there. He agreed. Left without even a warning. That's weird. Typhoid shots are the worst. 3-part shots. I don't think I ever got a typhoid shot there, Scott. Yeah, that would suck. I can only imagine because most of these shots, guys, there's a piece of that virus in it that your body attacks, and that's why you build that immune system up. So when they inject you with something your body's not able to attack it, then you get sick. Just like the TB shot. All right, they're putting it in your body. Yes, a very minute amount, but they want to see if you get a reaction off of it. No, you're not going to inject that stuff in me. I'm not going to let you do it. No, it's like playing Russian roulette. All right. I value my life. No, I'm not going to do anything by chance and hope for the best. Now, granted, the statistics show that, yeah, you're less likely to, but there's still a percentage there. I'm a prepper. I prep for that percentage. So, overseas service mandatory in the 90s. Scott Rogers, yeah, and I was stateside, so that's probably why I never got that one. Yeah, I was wondering if it was because you had to go overseas. They claim it's not a live virus. Some are, some not. Okay, Missy, all right. You're right about they don't want you to raise your kids. I'm awake frequently. Yeah, yeah. I see that a lot. Hey CP, how are you doing today? Well, I am doing much better. Actually, I've calmed down quite a bit since when I first got live. So, how are you doing? All right, guys. Let's see what else we got here. Again, guys, for those just stepping in, Vlad is the one that first broke that story when I first came across it about the 6-year-old being arrested in Florida. If we could get his link back up, that would be great so that y'all can go check him out and see that story for yourself. I wasn't fired up. I was pissed. There's a difference. I need to watch my language. I do apologize. I was hot. Oh, man. I don't need to think about it because I'm starting to get mad again. You know, you got to worry about the guy that gets mad and smiles. Those are the dangerous ones. Just saying. Oh, guys, let me scroll through the chat right past. See if I missed anything. Again, if I have missed your question or something you want to talk about, please feel free to put it back in. That way I can catch up to it. Goose Fraba. Yes, Joss. Exactly. What was that? That was Bad Boys 2? Or was that the first one? I don't remember. No. That was Anger Management, wasn't it? Woosah was Bad Boys 1 or 2. And Goose Fraba, that was the Adam Sandler movie. Yeah. Had tons of great adventures there. All right. Mondak Living. How's it going? We are just hanging out now. Trying to anything you want to talk about, we can. If there's anything I can answer, or anybody here in the community, you know, there's a lot of great information with everybody here in our community. I learned quite a bit from everybody here. Josh, any news on the fire kit? Did you not get yours by mail yet? Were you one of the winners? Yeah, you were one of the winners. You didn't get yours by mail? I thought you emailed me so that you did. I do have the receipt from when I paid for the shipping. It's got a tracking number. I can call that and track it for you and see where that is. It should have already been there because it was on the 3-day shipping. That's what I paid for. So I do apologize if that thing's late. I did have a couple people that did get theirs. Prescott got his, and Magic Prepper got his. Magic Prepper got his today. John, CFP is a sexy beast. I am not. I'm brutally handsome. Sorry. I had to. Oh, what else we got here? Pissed and fired up are two completely different words. Yes. They definitely are two different words, that's for sure. Mr. Burns. Oh, yeah, I got it. I was just wondering when they go on. Josh, I am still waiting till after my settlement and everything's done when I'm off of workman's comp before I actually put those on market. I am talking to Prescott Caliber Club, you know, if he decides that he wants to carry it on other options. But I just feel safer doing it that way. That way I'm not taking any chances as far as breaking any laws or anything like that. Even though I can make money while I'm on workman's comp, but if I make money, it has to be reported, and then they dock whatever my normal income is from them. So basically, then I'm working for free and taking my own money and putting it into a product to sell, and then they take that money too. That just doesn't sit very well with me. So we're going to wait on that before those actually get out. Hopefully, hopefully by the end of this month. I mean, they've already moved forward on my case. They said it should only be a couple weeks. So we'll see. I live in Orlando, but where's the best place to live, either here in Orlando or outside Florida? Well, I can give you my opinion if you want to hear it. Not trying to upset you in any way. I do not like Orlando. The reason I say this is I was raised in the country. I was raised in North Carolina. I was never around cities. Okay. I mean, we'd go to Winston-Salem every once in a great while. And that's because I think we're going to a Sears or something like that at the mall to go get a part or get a tool my dad had to order. So I am not a city person. So I personally do not like Orlando. Um, I'm moving to Wyoming because the population density is very sparse. There's a lot of open land there. Land was very cheap to purchase, and I am an outdoors person. I do not like being cooped up, having neighbors 20 feet from my house, their house, or as you see in other apartment complexes that are just walls between you and your neighbors, or little townhouses that are like 7 feet from the next house. Um, yeah, I just don't like being that close to people. So yeah, I'm not an Orlando person. I'm not saying it's not good for everybody else. It's just not for me. Oh, what else we got here? Okay, cool. I need to fill 4 bags. All right, right on. Get some more lead for my bang bang. Yes, yes, I definitely recommend people doing that. Um, when it comes to security, of course, I really hope that you guys are taking my advice on getting your food stocks up as far as your canned goods and your dry goods. Like I said, year to 2 years, we hit our 2 year mark. That's what I really want. I wanted 2 years of normal food that we usually eat. So I know you'll hear me harping on that all the time, but I really stand behind that. And we just started doing the look at that. I'm pointing at the product placement down there, not trying to, it's behind me. Um, we started working with Legacy, which I thought was pretty cool. Actually, got a lot of good response from everybody. I really appreciate that, guys. It means a lot. But before you get into that stuff, there, get your normal stuff. It's a lot cheaper. That way, you have that buffer zone of food. So hopefully, you guys are really taking that into consideration, and hopefully, you are working on your gardening skills, seeds and stuff. I can't stress that enough. How many times I've had a seed crop fail because it was a different type of seed that I usually used, a different type of plant I was going to try out, and it takes practice. So hopefully you guys are working on that too, because food and water is definitely everything. But yeah, having the extra lead for the bang bangs, you got to protect that food and water. Isn't Orlando owned by Disney? I don't know. That's a good question, Scott. I haven't heard of that. I think Disney's in Kissimmee, right there, or something like that. I've never been. My wife wants to go before we head out to Wyoming. She wants to go to the beach because there's no beach in Wyoming. Um, she wants to go to Disney World because she's a Disney fan. She always has been. She loves The Little Mermaid. So yeah, I'm not sure. Orlando is a FF sanctuary. Um, yeah, I'm not a fan of the cities at all. But that's just coming from how I was raised and stuff, guys. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong in it, but looking at if SHTF happens, power. Let's just go with the power. Power goes out, won't come back. I wouldn't want to be living in the city when that happens. All right, too many people, not enough supplies. You look at the crime rate now of certain cities, not all cities, certain cities, with electricity, security, police, those things stripped away. What do you think is going to happen? Now, it's just me theorizing. I don't think it's going to be good. You know, my butt's not going to go in there unless I absolutely have to go in there. But that's why we prep, so we don't have to put ourselves in those dangerous situations trying to find a can of food and not knowing what type of threats are in that area. Um, Sorry, I don't know why I got off on that one. Yeah, they cripple you when you try to get ahead and make extra money. Yeah, yeah, it's interesting for sure. I wasn't happy about it, but I'm just gonna try to be careful. Cover my butt basically. I know Orlando is too crowded. I was trying to figure out a place to move. Now, are you trying to stay in Florida, Evelyn? Evelyn Riaz? Are you trying to stay in Florida, or are you open for any location? Because there's a lot of places, and when you move, I mean, preparing for things. I don't want to give the communication that I'm telling everybody to run to the mountains, go buy a plot of land, and live like a hermit. I'm not saying I don't want people doing that. Okay, you have to live. Um, I'm an antisocial person, right? I don't like being around people. I just don't. I don't know. Something's weird. Um, you got to look at your finances. Okay, I mean, if your job, your career requires you to be around people and stuff like that, that's your decision on if you want to try to pursue some other type of work where you don't have to be downtown all the time. I mean, you have to take a lot in consideration. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm saying you got to run to Wyoming and live there, and the only threat's the super volcano. No, I mean, super volcano is a threat. You know, there's threats everywhere. I talked about this before. No matter where you live, there's always a threat. There's natural disasters. If you live in the city, okay, let's say you live in a city where there's no possibility of flooding or earthquakes. Well, you got a possibility of riots. No matter where you go at. So as a prepper, we just try to prepare and have a plan for in case things happen. Live your life in a certain location. Have a bug out location picked out in case things go bad where you're at and you can't bug in. Having a backup plan. About the best way I can say that. Any major metro is death trap and serious SHTF situation. Get out. Yeah, and a serious one. Yeah, absolutely. You know, um, we're on the outskirts of Orlando, so eventually those people, depends on the situation, will migrate to the outskirts like locusts. They'll slowly expand out. We will try to hunker down here. Depends on the situation, but we have to have plans for, okay, well, this isn't going to work anymore. We got plans for this type of disaster, so we got to boogie out, or you just got to make some plans on things. JT, saw you're on. Guess I'm late. Well, that's all right, because as long as JT's here, everything's all good. Let's see what we got here. Rochester, New York. I got an uncle that was born in Albany, New York. Let's see here. Goes to the grocery store. She is always grabbing a couple extra. Even Augusta Farm number 10 can of dried food. Now, I do like the Augusta Farms. I showed the, I think we buy the pancake mix, the eggs. I love the scrambled eggs. They're pretty good. I think we also had picked up some of the blueberry muffin ones, a couple other ones. Um, I like having them. They taste good, easy to make. So yeah, we get those too. Curly kale, man, that I've eaten clover. All right. Yes, to me, once you cook up clover in a pot, a pot of boiling water, to me it tastes like spinach. Kale, on the other hand, my wife loves kale. It's a superfood. Oh, I understand that. Trust me, I do. I know it's a superfood, and I know it's good for you. I do not like the taste of kale. I have to put so much ranch dressing on it to make it plat- platable for me. Um, so yeah, I just avoid it. Let's see what we got here. Full circle, Florida. Yeah, I need to replace my hurricane snacks thanks to Dorian. Yeah, I had gotten into mine too. We have extras, but yeah, I do need to get to the store and replace those because there's nothing better than snacking on something when you think something's going to happen. Kevin Fugel fam. Hey guys, how's it going, bud? Let's smash the like button. Well, don't hit it too hard. I appreciate that, Josh. We're in Wyoming. We are actually north of Wamsutter. That's our property. We got 40 acres out there. It's between Rock Springs and Rollins is where Wamsutter is, and we're just north of that. We're on the south end of Wyoming, so it's not too bad. We got you can't even see any house lights or traffic headlights or anything. When you get out there, it's dark. All right, you can see the stars and the moon great. It's actually very nice out there. I like it. Very peaceful. Was peeling potatoes, carrots, and chopping onions. All right, we are all going to JT's house for dinner. Need to hook up my solar panels for that after the generator runs out of gas. Yeah, I had took down my solar panel. I had one of my guys here on my group help me with getting my solar panels down when that hurricane was projected to hit us, and we put it back up. But yeah, I didn't want to take a chance of those things getting damaged. Just finished a batch of homemade fire starter. Shannon, that is great news. Definitely great news. Hick from the sticks doesn't belong closed in with bricks. I fully agree with you. Absolutely. You two, I posted the videos of the cemetery tower. Thanks to radio. Let's see what else we got. What roast? Sorry, guys, I'm trying to catch up with the chat here. Every time I buy a house far out, the town grows around. The town grows out to find me. Yeah, that's one of the reasons we like Wyoming. The population's so sparse, and most of that property out there where we're at is free range cattle land. Um, yeah, I mean there's just nothing out there, which is awesome. All right, let's see what else we got here. Have you ever had branch lettuce grows in mountain streams? No, Bobby Cantrell. No, I have not. That's the first time I actually heard of that. You should be right now. Your taste buds should be good. You know what? You got a point there. I should try it. It's been several years since I've actually had any, and that was back when my taste buds were working properly. Then it's gonna be one of those mental things. I'm gonna be telling myself, "You remember how nasty this was." It's not that bad. I just didn't like the taste of it. It really ain't. Mondak living only 550 mile drives for me. We're practically neighbors. Yeah, we're not out there yet. I'm hoping to get out there this spring coming up. We were supposed to be out there this past spring, but when I got hurt, everything changed. So hopefully, after the winter and everything, we'll be able to get out there this spring to break ground. So we got to get a well and everything dug. Let's get, uh, trying to read the chat here, guys. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Flash Jr. Will you be able to post videos and do live stream out there? I do know that I'll be able to post videos when I go into town and upload videos. I am not sure if I'll be able to do live streams or not. I'm actually going to get up with a couple people that I know that are homesteading in some not so friendly cell phone and internet service areas and see what they have for their streaming the internet. Um, because some of those things are just outrageously priced. That mobile hotspot, I had one of those in Arizona because where I was at, you couldn't get internet, and I think I was paying $10 a gig. So now that was 2013. It's been a while, so I'm sure the price may have changed. I don't even know if they're even available anymore, but we'll be checking into that. But yeah, posting videos, I will be able to post videos because once videos will probably go down to like once a week if I run in town once a week or something. Um, at least where I can get reception. But as far as going live, unless I work out something with an internet service, won't be able to do that. I do know when you are 11 miles from my property, you lose cell phone for service. So I do need to check and see if it's just because of the carrier I have for cell phone, if that's the reason why we had a problem with it, or if there's another cell phone service out there for that area. I got to check in on that. Let's see what else we got. Olive oil, salt, baked kale. The only way to eat it. Cartwright, North Dakota. Okay. Yeah, I used to work in Williston, North Dakota, when I worked out there on those rigs. Let's see what's we got here for kill smell. that is perfect. This is how I feel it. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Put kale and a small rock in a pot. Boil for 3 hours. Throw the kale out and eat the rock. Lisa R. Hall. Yes, it is the first time here for sure. How are you doing? This is another great mod from Morfugal, guys. I'm sure many of y'all recognize her right off the bat because we have a lot of people from Morfugal here. Subbed and hit the bell. Well, I do appreciate that, Lisa. Thanks a lot. See what else we got here, guys. Like I said, we are just hanging out. We already talked about the 6-year-old being arrested, and that story was first put out by our very own Vlad. So he is the one that actually came up with that story first. I just ran with it afterwards. See here, Bill B. All right, guys. So I'm looking in the chat. I think I've got caught up with all the. You know what? Wait 1 second. Since I already got y'all, let me go get my EDC bag that I was going to do a video on. I'll just go and show you what I carry when I go to the doctor's office and stuff. It's just a backpack. I just throw some basic supplies in because on foot to my doctor's office, I can make it from there back home in a day. So I don't have all the survival gear as far as shelters and stuff like that. I'll just show you what I usually carry on me when I go around when I have to go downtown Orlando. So wait 1 second. Let me run inside and go grab that. All right, now I see y'all talking bad about me. Okay, so I was gonna do a video on this, but then I saw that story about the 6-year-old being arrested, and like I said, I got pretty heated. So this is just a basic backpack. All right, something other than the patch there, you wouldn't know anything about it. The pack weighs 12 pounds with the gear I carry, and that's everyday gear. So, like I said, there's nothing major survival in it because I do not travel that far as of this time. Now, if I was doing more traveling, it would be bigger. But we keep the Sawyer Mini in there. Ooh, disposable fork, spoon. We've got binoculars. Markers, pens, pencils. I'll discuss why in a minute. Emergency poncho. These are the little cheap ones you get at Walmart. I hope you can see that. And I love my tape, electrical tape, duct tape. I mean, this ain't duct tape. This is electrical tape, and this is a type of duct tape. Yeah, you'd be amazed how you need tape. I've done found that out many times. We have bug spray. This is the Skin So Soft. My wife actually sells on her Avon page. Yes, I married the Avon lady. Damn right I did. This stuff works great. Like I said, you can use DEET and things like that. I mean, I've got DEET in my bug out bag, but a lot of people don't like using DEET chemicals on their bodies, so we use that too. Small sharpening stone, because I don't keep this in my bag, but I always carry my blade on me at all time, so I always keep my stone in my packs. Headlamp, that is a cheap one. Flashlight, secondary flashlight, box cutter blade, because never have too many knives, and these things, it's a razor blade, it works great. All right, this is multi-tool. I like having tools with me, but tools are heavy. You can do a lot with a multi-tool. Next pouch. All right, gas mask filter. This is the 40 millimeter. This is the newer ones we started buying with the ABS housing. And of course, like I said, we have purchased a bunch of the GP5s gas masks, and it does come with another filter in there. We have many of these because back when we first started buying these things, it was cheaper when we first started buying. Now they're about 20 bucks a pop. I was getting them at $7 on Amazon, and now they're almost 20 bucks with a filter. So we had bought a bunch of them early. Good old floppy hat. Oh, I didn't even notice that name was on there. Stripping, service, and supply. I mean, I know I'm brutally handsome, but I don't strip. Had to. Water bottle. And yes, I have been using the liquor bottles because they're a harder plastic. That's why I like them. So yeah, we keep extra water. I keep 2 meals. These are the beef stews, Market Street. Keep 2 of those in here. That's the other one. Open up the other zipper. Keep a medical kit. This is a little bit larger one. I got a bigger one in my bug out bag. But yeah, it's just got gauze, compressions, got a bunch of stuff in here. I won't go through all that. You can buy a first aid kit, things like that. Personally, I say build your own, to be honest. You get more out of it. 20-ounce Coke bottle, water. The reason why we do the 20 ounce is because for the Sawyer minis, they screw right on the top of them. It makes it easier. This is a cheaper chem suit. This is a basic chemical suit. It comes with a hoodie. I've actually showed this on the channel. I had something similar to this, and I had to send it back because it wasn't what I wanted. They have the footies already on these. These are vacuum sealed, by the way. I vacuum seal them just to compress them down. We have gloves. These are very thick gloves. They go with a chem suit. I just dropped one of them. Oh, God. Sorry about that. Like I said, I am out of shape right now. And we also keep our maps. Make sure I don't have any names on there. Hold on. Because I don't want people seeing certain things. We keep maps of our location stuff, front and backs. These are the ones that we've been laminating since I got the laminator. We keep maps, like I know where I'm going as far as my destination, but also have other routes in case something happens. So yeah, that is what I carry on my EDC. Like I said, it's a little over 10 pounds. So it's not too heavy. I just sling it over my good shoulder and I walk with it. And when I get to my therapist, I'll set it down and do my therapy and grab it again and go back home. Yeah, I'm gonna have to refill this again because I'm drinking from it. All right, so what do we got here, guys? I did not catch the chat here. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's just my EDC bag that I carry because when I have, I got to go to the doctor's. I have to go to physical therapy 3 times a week, and I go to my doctor's office every 6 weeks for my follow-ups and stuff from my injuries. So I'm downtown area when I'm having to go there. So it's not the best supplies to have as far as the everyday carry. But for my situation where I'm located at, it's better to have some supplies than no supplies. Why do you have a chemical suit? Gas mask. Well, Pulse isn't far from where I have to go. I mean, there was a mass shooting there. I mean, places like that, it's not being fearful. It's just being aware and being prepared in case things happen. Having supplies on hand is always a good idea. And because it's in a backpack, I blend in with everybody else on the street, except for my "Don't Tread on Me" patch there. That there kind of stands out. Yeah, actually, I got a good deal on that one. The backpack's just a simple backpack. I think I got it at a General Dollar or something like that. I forgot the name of it now. It's pretty cheap. But yeah. Firmly believe in that, but unfortunately it won't be long before those become illegal. All right, what else we got here in chat, guys? Sawyer Mini I keep in my purse, my glove box, everywhere. Yeah, we have a lot of the Sawyer Minis. I've got one in my bug out bag. Yeah, it's in a Ziploc bag too. I got one in my bug out bag. My wife's got one in her bug out bag. We have one in our get home bag in the car. I keep one in my EDC. We've got two in the house, and we got some in different locations. As far I've talked about in the past about having survival buckets buried. I've also talked in the past about having a refill location, like because our bug out location is too far to walk, so you have to have supplies somewhere. So yeah, JT, Twinkies. I do not have any Twinkies. There is nothing wrong with having some type of sugar rush snack. Um, I'm afraid if I put that in my everyday carry, what weight loss I have been able to claim, I will lose. So I don't have any Twinkies right now. Josh, my wife uses Skin So Soft, a lice treatment as well. When I came across Skin So Soft, I think I talked about this in the past. I was working at Eastern Shipyard, well, Eastern Shipbuilding Group, but it's always called a shipyard. And the sand gnats were just eating us alive. And this guy came out with that stuff, and of course it smells, all perfumey. I can't really tell if it smells like that now because during that electrocution, I lost some of my smelling senses too. But yeah, they were putting that stuff on. Kept on telling me to put it on me. I'm like, dude, you're not putting no stinking stuff on me. Get away from me. But yeah, I tried it. It actually worked. And now they've got a new chemical in these. Well, not new chemical, new formula, I should say, because they're not really that harsh. Supposedly it's really good with mosquitoes, and actually we do use it. I don't know where I said it. I may have dropped it. It's here in the bunker somewhere. The Lost Spray. Let's see here. Twinkies and cowbell. We need more cowbells. I'm lost. That's interesting though. I wouldn't mind diving in on that one. Uh, I have to rewatch your sharpening video. I don't think I did a very good job with mine. RJL Harris, I will tell you this much with sharpening stones, it just takes practice. That's it. All you do, get your angle correct. All right, and I'll show you how you get the blade. I don't know if it's going to pick up good on the webcam here. All right, let's see where the thing is. Okay. All right, so you got your blade. And you can see the edge. All right, it's got a slight angle on it. When you get your stone, you want to put your knife down and you raise it up to the edge touches. All right, and you just feather it off a little bit so you can feel the back part. And you see where the shine is on the blade. That's all you want on this stone. All right, you don't want it all. You don't want it all laying down or straight up and down. You just want that edge laying down, and that's what you use. Practice with the coarser end first. Sometimes if you have your angle off and you go from your coarse end and you go to your finer end, your edge will lose its sharpness because your angle's off. Usually it's just your angle, but it just takes practice. All right. I can see CFP trucking down the road in a gas mask. Yes. Yeah. Talking about turning some heads. I do not do that, but yeah. What type of gas mask do you have? It is the GP5. It's not the original Russian because these are newer ones, but it is the one that was mass produced. There are many different types of gas masks you can have. They all work very well. They use the 40 millimeter. Now these are, I'm guessing they're adapted because originally the GP5, you couldn't use a 40 millimeter gas mask, gas filter. Okay. The threads would not work. Now I've showed this on the video many times before. I've done plenty of videos. These 40 millimeter gas filters will work just fine on these. They have a very large rubber gasket on the inside. I actually did one video dedicated to showing that these work, because I did have a lot of people, well, it doesn't work. That might be with the original GP5s. whatever ones they're selling now, they do work because I've actually showed putting them on. So yeah, it's just a GP5. Um, that one there, I think, like I said, I think I was getting like $7 with a filter to begin with, and now the price has jumped to about $20 on Amazon for the cheaper ones. What else we got here? White House. All right, I missed something here. I've been learning to do it myself. Dad said it takes practice. Maybe I should start with an old ice knife. I don't care if I ruin it. Yeah, you could try it with a older knife, and it does. It just takes practice. That's all it takes. Let's see what we got here. A lot of people are not standing. It's making me sick. Run it. How's it going? Oh, sorry guys. I'm trying to read the chat here. Round is a shape. Brother, you're doing just fine. Yes, it is. I lost a lot of weight since I got hurt. I was 186 before I got hurt. Hanging still and stuff, you lose a lot of weight. When I got hurt, I was 238, something like that. 239. I was almost 240 pounds. I am currently at 214, and I am struggling. I'm having a hard time getting below that. When I went from 218 to 214, it took almost 2 weeks. So I'm definitely hitting that spot where I'm hit that wall. Do you use a seasonal inventory list? Kanzi, not here in Central Florida because we practically only have one season. Hot. But you make a very good point there, Kanzi. Yeah, if you are living in seasonal areas where you get 4 seasons, yeah, it's a good idea. Definitely is. JT, you even said that too. That's awesome. Florida only has one season hot. We do get occasional some really cold snap days. It's late. I mean, it's real early in the year. It's like late January, February, and it's only for a couple of days, and it's really not that cold. As far as me, I was raised up in North Carolina. I'm used to the cold. I don't like all this heat. For the extra $10, I started carrying these Sawyer Squeeze. I have recently seen these Sawyer Squeeze. I have not used it, but I do the same thing. I screw it on. I squeeze my bottle, but I have seen those. Do you have iodine pills? Yes, I do. They are in my medical kit. They are the Iosat tablets. Those are what we keep. We keep them in our medical kit. Now, I don't carry the whole package in mine in this particular kit because you're only supposed to take one. Oh, I do have the whole package. I'm sorry. I do have the whole package in my kit. Must be my wife's get home bag. We broke it down because we were kind of worried about the temperatures here in Florida actually affecting it. So we actually broke it down to just a couple tablets because where she goes for the car, no matter what, it won't take her more than a day to get home, and she always know where she's at. So I'll already be heading her way. Having extra support is always a good thing. And I do have a group here, so it's nice having backup. Stink pretty, no bugs. Yes, Shannon, absolutely. Gipsy Patriot, has anyone figured out that T-Man has already invoked the Insurrection Act and just not publicly announced it? This is the first I've heard about it. So that's news to me. Do you have iodine pills? Yes, Red Run. I'm sorry, I'm late on the chat. Yeah, we do have those. I think I paid $10 for a pack, and I showed them in the past on my channel. What is there, 14 in here? Yeah, they have 14, and these were, I think they were $10 a pouch. So yeah, we keep those, and I think they have a 5-year shelf life. Good till November 2024. So almost 5 years. If anyone lives around a nuclear power plant, they will give you IOSat tablets for free. Bill B, that is great information. I did not know that. The cowbell is referencing an old SNL skit. Oh, Christopher Walken's. I love his acting. Look up. I will look it up. Full Circle Florida. I'll definitely look it up. I like having a good laugh. See what else we got here. They told me I had to order them. That's what's that all about? Do you suppose I'm a downwinder? I don't know. When I went to my local pharmacy and asked about the IOSat tablets, they looked at me like I was crazy. I tried to explain it. They actually asked me what it was. And then I explained to them what it was. They looked at me like I was freaking nuts. They're like, why do you need something like that? No, we don't have anything. Then they took me down an aisle to potassium supplements. I'm like, nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Well, you might need to order online. So I went to Amazon and I found them. Like I said, they were $10 for a pack. So and I think that, well, I got Amazon Prime, so it didn't cost me for shipping. But yeah, I ran into that when I went to my pharmacy looking for them. And I've seen them in the bottles, like 90 tablets, stuff like that. So there's other places to get these. I just redid my bug out bag for winter. Yeah, definitely good idea. RJL, especially if you are in a seasonal area that does have a harsh winter, of course. Admiral Preparedness. Buddy, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? What else we got here? I'm trying to get caught up in the chat, everybody. It's not a prescription drug. No, the IOSET tablets are not prescription drugs. But like I said, when I went to go find it at my local pharmacy, they looked at me like I was nuts. It probably didn't help that I was wearing my tinfoil hat at the time. I don't walk around with one of those on, guys. I just do it for the comedy skits. All right. A military intelligence operation like would also be utilized to inform the public new cyber contingency to the act. Gypsy Patriot, I am definitely gonna have to look into that. This is the first I've heard of this, so I will definitely look into that. Again, if you have any extra information on it, you can always email me that information at centralfloridaprepper@hotmail.com, and I'll definitely look forward to seeing that information. Lisa Arhall, they did the same thing with me too at the pharmacy. Yeah, they thought I was, I don't know, maybe that I was still living in Daytona at the time, and I went to the Walgreens, and I went to the pharmacy at the Walmart too, trying to find it. And they gave me that weird look. Will those tablets be good to protect you from 5G radiation and cell phone? No, I am awake, Franklin. No, this is to block a certain isotope in your thyroid. What it is, when that radiation is released, your thyroid will draw it in. Okay, thyroid cancer is one of the big thing with this. All right, the IOSAT tablet. I got a gnat flying in my face. I'm sorry. I need to start spraying that skin so soft. The IOSAT tablet will flood your thyroid with iodine. Okay, and that will keep you from absorbing that radiation. It won't protect you from 5G radiation or cell phone radiation. Working my tail off at Home Depot. CJ Blaze, personally, I take potassium iodine daily, helps protect you from glyphosate. I'm not a doctor, so you must do your own research. Great information, CJ Blaze. I will definitely look into that. I see somebody. Dangerous Freedom. How's it going, bud? Hey, I really enjoyed your video today on your prepping video that you're sealing up those larger 5-gallon buckets with your Mylar. That was very impressive. Those are some big Mylar bags. Again, guys, Dangerous Freedom has been with us for a good while. Please always show support with our channel, with everybody that has a channel, a YouTube creator in our community. Definitely go check him out. All right, looking back in here. CJ, thank you for getting that email up for me. All right, it looks like I got caught up in the chat. If I missed your question or topic, please feel free to type it in. We'll cover it. And if I don't have the answer for you, I'll tell you. I don't know. Let's see what we got. All right, I'm looking. Checkup preps as September. It's National Emergency Preparedness Month. I didn't know that we had a. That's pretty bad. The prepper doesn't know that we have a National Emergency Preparedness Month, which I personally don't keep up with what month thing it is or what day. My wife will get something on her cell phone. She says, "Oh, look, baby, it's Donut Day." I'm like, "Okay, I'm down with that one." Yeah, so I never really kept up with that. Excuse me. Do you have pills that purify water, and what are they called? We have. Oh man, they're aqua something. I'm trying to think what they're actually called. We had actually I just gave some away on one of my previous giveaways. I believe D Carney had actually won those. We had gotten ours. Now the ones I sent her were the ones from Amazon, but we had purchased ours from Walmart. It's Aqua something. I'm looking it up right now. Aquamora. Uh, they're water purification tablets. They're the Walmart. The ones we have were the Walmart ones. They're in my wife's bug out bag. I can't find the name of it. Why am I still stuck on Google? I mean, I'm still stuck in YouTube. Oh yeah, they're just water purification tablets. They're made by Coleman. Those are the ones we have at Walmart. Now there is one at Amazon, and they actually have a name that starts with an A, but I can't remember. Aqua something. Aqua tabs. Oh, that's a lot easier. Thanks. But yeah, we have those in my wife's bug out bag. Um, I don't carry those in my EDC, my everyday carry. Okay, what else we got here? Yeah, you won't like the taste. Yeah, exactly. I don't like the taste of the 2-part pill for water purification. It's nasty tasting. I mean, even I can taste it. I get the taste on the backside of my tongue, and it's just. Let's see here. Okay, I think it's called Potable Aqua is the one that we had sent. Yeah, that we sent to D Carney when she won our 500 subscriber giveaway way back in the day. Um, those were Potable Aqua, and we had ordered those on Amazon to send to her. When you kill a deer in the forest, do you drink the blood like Red Dawn? No. No. My recommendation is to never drink any bodily fluids or anything like that. especially when you start getting into SHTF. You don't want to take a chance of catching any type of pathogen or anything like that. I mean, no. Which I do love the Red Dawn movie. Love both of them actually. The first one with Charlie Sheen and Patrick Swayze. I was a kid, fell in love with it, and the new one with the dude from Thor, Chris Hemsworth, I think his name. That was pretty good. Are you stocking fish products? Yes, we have the fish moxie fish mox. I think it is. Um, it doesn't hurt to have extra. Luckily, though, I do still have several from my surgeries. So I had two surgeries recently, and I was able to put some of those back. But we also have amoxicillin too, actual amoxicillin. But yes, I see nothing wrong. Again, I am no doctor, but from a prepper standpoint, I see nothing wrong with fish mox or any of the other fish antibiotics. You hear that? Central Florida told us to take fish medicine. Yeah, I have life straws. My wife has a life straw. I personally, the only reason why we don't do the life straws much is because now we have life straws for bartering purposes, but for like in our packs, she has one of those life straws, but she also has a Sawyer Mini. Now we do have the life straw for bartering purposes if SHTF ever goes down. Um, but if I can only get 200 gallons out of the life straw, and I can get 100,000 gallons out of the Sawyer Mini, to me it just makes more sense to go with the better output. I mean, they're practically almost the exact same price. I think this life straw is like $2 less. Now they do have a gravity fed life straw. Actually, I saw it on Hoople's Cat's channel, and that's actually a high capacity one. You fill up a big old bladder bag and it runs through the system. It's actually pretty cool, but I think it runs about $50. I mean, it'd be a good idea for a camp filter for sure. Um, but I don't know a lot about it because I've never used one of those. I've only seen it on his channel. I've talked to him a little bit about it, but yeah, I don't. I've never had one of those yet. As an adult that compares themselves with a 6-year-old needs to have their head examined. Absolutely not me. Yes. So yeah, I guess you read that report on that. Uh, the officer on duty at that school. Like I said, a 6-year-old is still learning their body. They don't fully understand how to process themselves as far as reaction and things like that. And for this officer to sit there and say, "Well, I suffer from sleep apnea, and I don't act that way." Well, one, you're a grown ass man. This is a 6-year-old kid. All right, you're fired. Backpack those meds to get them to last longer. Definitely a great idea there, Admiral Preparedness. We have not done ours, but since you just brought that up, that is a very good idea, and we will definitely do that. Hey, do you think that we should put oxygen absorbers in there, or will it affect the chemical makeup of the medication if we do that? Josh, here we go. See if it's going to blow up. Yeah, yeah. No, we're not going to get into that again. I blew up last time. Making something that will change the world and the way we see it. Run it. I'm making something that will change the world and the way we see it. Ruby colored glasses. I'm just making a joke there, bud. Watch. Same antibiotics we use. Yeah. Yeah, I fully agree with you. It's just when you're using a channel on a platform, I personally cannot sit there and give out medical advice like that because then I become liable in case something adverse was to happen. That's why I just say, as a prepper standpoint, I see nothing wrong with it, but I am not a doctor. But I've heard plenty of other doctors say they're the same things. Can we trigger CFP? Rant. Yes, I was definitely triggered when I came on live with that story. I was hot. Oh man, I was pissed. Adding O2 removal is fine. Admiral Preparedness, thank you. We will be doing that for sure. I definitely appreciate that advice, that tip there. I put it on the GoFundMe page, on the GoFundMe, but they took it down. It's 5 years. All right, let me get caught up here. I think we are caught up. All right. Modern Refuge. I did not even see Modern Refuge in here. I do apologize. Guess stepping out. All right, Modern Refuge, definitely. I do apologize. I did not see you come in the chat. Pull this up right fast, guys. All right, so we got going on. Oh, there. Now I see Modern Refuge. Got to take off, everyone. Have a great evening. Yeah, I do apologize for missing you coming in, bud. Wondering. I'm not sure. Please tell me it's not the suck cut. All right, now I am really confused. And I guess it doesn't take much to confuse me. Interesting. All right, guys. Anything else? Guys. We've been going live for over 2 hours now. If y'all don't have anything else, questions or anything like that, we will probably go ahead and end the stream pretty soon. 40 watching CFP. Yeah, I got 42 on my end. Now, if you're cool with hanging out and just talking, we can. Absolutely. It's up to y'all. If y'all don't have any topic or you want to discuss something I've discussed in the past or something new, we can. I don't want to bore anybody. Let's put it that way. Some more good old Apopka water. This water has actually been in my EDC bag for about a week. It's quite all right. It ain't gonna go bad. Admiral Preparedness. All right, bud. I will definitely catch you later. I appreciate you coming in, man. As always, I got a lot of respect for you and your channel. Thank you. I have nothing to do for a few. What are you talking about? You got a lot of rice and beans to go bag up. Dangerous Freedom. I didn't saw that. You got a lot of work ahead of you. I don't know. It definitely saved a lot of time doing the larger bags like you were doing. And we do our vacuum seals, smaller bags, and there's nothing wrong with. Don't get me wrong on that when I say that. There's nothing wrong how you're bagging up those bags. I thought it was a great video. We don't do the large 5-gallon buckets when we do our bags. We make smaller packages. I think our packages are 2.5 cups when we do our rice and beans. Of course, we separate them separate, but that way, just in case our bag is damaged somehow, or there's something in that bag, it doesn't spread to the other bags. So that's what we do with that. I did the work. Part 2 video shows some of my self defenses. All right. When you move to Wyoming, going to have to change the channel name. DMP, yes, we will be changing the channel name. I just don't think Central Florida Prepper is going to go over very well in Wyoming. So yeah, I haven't decided on a channel name for that. We still got several months before then, so I'm still working on that. What else we got here? Thank you for great info, CFP. I appreciate your time and effort doing so well answering questions. Well, I do appreciate that. I try to, and again, if I don't know the answer to it, I'm gonna let you know. I'm not sure about that. I have to look into it. I don't want to mislead and give the wrong information. Like I said, I've had a story sent to me before, and I've ran them, and then I had to retract them because the information I was received sometimes it was malicious, and I didn't do my homework on researching for myself, and it bit me in the rear end. And this is early on in my YouTube career here, so something to learn from. And now I try to make sure I know what I'm discussing when there's a story or something like that. Yeah, make mistakes. At least I fixed it. Are you getting more companies wanting you to review your stuff? Dangerous Freedom, not right yet. I've got a couple friends that are here on YouTube, Prescott Caliber Club and Magic Prepper. They're going to be reviewing my fire starter kit. Since I'm not ready to put it out on market just yet, because I'm waiting for all my workman's comp stuff to clear, so it doesn't hurt me in the long run. That way, everything's legal and I don't get no trouble or nothing like that. Then I'll be pursuing uh, more reviews. Remember, are you a creator on a different channel or have you started a channel yet? Run it. I recognize your name. I believe I've seen you on WV Prepared Mind a couple times. And I do remember seeing your name in Marfugal chat. You will love it here. Not me. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've actually worked in Wyoming twice. I worked out at Green River, and I've been to Wyoming a couple times actually. Actually, one of my train riding stories is when I hopped a train out of Rock Springs, and I was supposed to be heading to Cheyenne. And actually, broke down, and they dropped me off in the middle of nowhere. They actually just left everything, and I had to walk 36 miles back to Rock Springs. Yeah, back when I was a freight train rider. Gypsy Patriot, Insurrection Act, read up on it. Yeah, I will. And hopefully you sent me some information by email. I do see my email has been pulled up. Um, Hope you sent that to me, and I'll read up on it. I'll take a look at it. Prescott Caliber. There he is. All right. Dangerous Freedom. No, left for like a hour hanging out with my niece. Came back. Wait a second. You actually hang out with family? Who does that? What? No, you're supposed to be on YouTube watching all this doom and gloom 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm glad you got to have some fun with your family there, Prescott Caliber Club. I mean, guys, you got to live your life normal. All right, it's one thing to be aware and to prepare, but don't live like a hermit. You still have to function in life. We never know when SHTF is going to happen. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen 20 years from now. It could happen 1,000 years from now. We don't have a definite answer. Sure, we see things going on and we're like, we have a feeling things are close, but we don't have a definite answer on anything. So, yeah, definitely spend time with your family, guys. What else we got here? Awesome, brother. Everyone should find out. Yeah, definitely. So if hopefully you sent that to me by email so I can look up on it and check it out. I have a child climbing up on my back right now. I don't email. Got to look it up. Okay, no problem. No problem at all. I'll pull it up. I won't pull it up during the live stream though. When I'm sitting back, relaxing, doing my research and stuff, I'll pull it up. I only hang out with the cool channels. Well, Dangerous Freedom, what are you doing here? I appreciate it, buddy. I really do. Of course, guys, you know me. I try to joke around as much as possible, but in all seriousness, I do appreciate every single one of you. I really do. Um, I remember when I first started this channel, it was right before April. It's the tail end, right before April 1st. And I did a video, and my wife, I had to talk my wife into subbing to me just so I'd have a subscriber. All right. So I didn't know nothing about YouTube. I didn't know there was channels and stuff like that that taught you about YouTube. So I played around with it, and I come across Nick Nimmin and his brother D Nimmin and Brian G. Johnson. They were doing videos. They have their own channels and teaching people how to do YouTube. So I started researching, watching them, and learned a little bit here, learned a little bit there, and now you all get to deal with me. I'm so sorry. But it was something I wanted to play around with. I was very serious about it when I first started it. Uh, Wanted to do prepping. I wanted to talk about news that I thought would affect preppers. I'm not a newscast channel type of thing. There's other channels out there that do that. I've always talked about from the beginning watching Marfugal TV, Marfugal News for news because they back up their paperwork. They back up their stories, but that you can research. There's a couple other really good people out there that does the exact same thing. Full Spectrum Survival. I've been with them as a subscriber for a long time. I'm even on their Patreon. They will add paperwork so you can chase it down and see things for yourself. Never take anything face value. Always research. There's nothing wrong with, and it's not questioning these people. It's just asking for paperwork. And these two channels, they give you the paperwork. Here's a link for it. Go follow it up yourself. So yeah, there's plenty of great news out there, guys. Figgle fam should do some research on the act, its implication. Yeah. All right, I will definitely check that out, and let's see if it can. We'll check and see if it ties in on this channel and everything. I'll take a look at it. Dangerous Freedom is the sideburns. Yeah, they are pretty great. I like my sideburns. I've worn sideburns as long as I could remember. Even before I started gluing them on. Nah, I don't glue them on. My wife won't let me grow a beard. Although I didn't shave this morning. But I don't wear a beard anyway because the type of gas mask we have, I have to have a good seal. That's why I don't wear a beard. A good video explains fish antibiotics. Yeah, there's a bunch of really good videos on that. And there is a actual YouTuber that is a doctor, and his wife, I believe, is a nurse. They do a lot of, man, I wish I could remember the name of them. I learned about them through Canadian Prepper. Man, I want to say Dr. Bones, but I don't think that's right. They go over a lot of the fish antibiotics and stuff. Patriot Nurse, yeah, she's got a very great channel. I am subscribed to her actually. Well, it's about humanity and protection for all. Knowledge is power. Need to learn and prep now so we can carry on future generations. Lisa R. Hall, very well put. Definitely agree with you on that. Gypsy Patriot. It all checks out. Outband fills in the blanks and explains the plan. All right. Definitely appreciate that information. What else we got here? Reed Hendricks is always on point in his videos. Reed Hendricks. Are you talking about manifestation of imagination? That Reed? If so, yeah, I've been subscribed to Reed for a while. Actually, I come across him on one of Praxis Prepper's live stream a while back. If that's the same one we're talking about, it's Dr. Bones and Nurse Amy. Thank you, Shannon. That's who I'm talking about. Yes, Dr. Bones and Nurse Amy. Yeah, they have a lot of great information, especially for preppers on medical. Yeah, that's the ones. I do appreciate that. I can't post the link. Yeah, probably. I don't think you're a. Yeah, you're not a moderator. I think that's what they got it set up. I think it's set up that only moderators can post link. He's a gun instructor. You talking about Reed Hendricks? Okay, so this is definitely a different Reed that we're talking about then. If you feel awkward, you should watch me confronting the captain at the National Guard barracks when I tried to report for duty. Feel awkward about what? I missed something on that. I must have missed something previous in the chat. Dangerous Freedom, yes. Okay, so that is a different Reed. All right, no problem. All right, guys, let's see what else we got here. You know what? Let me take a look at my news source, see if there's anything new that's popped up. Ooh, Area 51 again. That's about the stupidest thing ever. It is. I can't even believe people even ran with those videos on that. Well, I'm glad no one got mowed down for running out there. There's only like 100 people that actually showed up, something like that. All right. Oh, breaking news on the Florida, the 6-year-old being arrested. This looks like NBC News is covering this. Florida officer suspended after arresting 2 kids ages 6 and 8. So he got suspended. Thank God he got that, because that was ridiculous. A Florida police officer was suspended after arresting 2 young children in school last week, including a 6-year-old who was acting out because of an apparent medical condition. Orlando Police Chief Orlando Rowland said in a statement that the Reserve School Resource Officer Dennis Turner did not obtain approval of a commanding officer before making the arrest on Thursday, as department policy requires. Now, we just talked about that, 2.5 hours ago? Sorry. So he has been suspended. Good. Now, are they going to be able to repair this 6-year-old's trauma from being suspended, handcuffed, drugged down to the juvenile detention, fingerprinted, mugshot? Probably not, but more than likely the family will wind up pursuing some type of lawsuit because this was ridiculous. I thought we were going to make it without Area 51. Yeah, it was my first thing that popped up on my newsfeed. Goose Papa. Yes. Well, at least they suspended him, so that's a good thing. I'm glad for that news. I was worried about that. Usually, now the question is, was he suspended with pay? That happens a lot. But I'll tell you what, you better not do anything that breaks the law or causes grief to anybody else because they'll come down on you like a ton of bricks. Just saying. I do apologize for the lighting. I have my door open out here, and the wind's blowing the door closed and pulling it back open. So yeah, there's nothing new on that. Just that he's been suspended, and that is on NBC News that had just recently popped up. So I guess arresting a 6-year-old is less threatening when trying to arrest the father. And that's not a funny. It's not a joking matter, but yeah, you get a point there. Flash, good to see you, buddy. Gray Scouts in here too. Lisa R. Hall, I appreciate your channel. Central Florida Prepper, great info. You know what, Lisa, I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. It means a lot, actually. Let's see what else we got here, guys. Did they have enough Darwin Awards? Exactly. To pass out at Area 51. I think they did, Bill B. So there's like less than 100 people showed up. So yeah, I think they're well stocked. I think they only arrested one person for public urination. And that's not including the 2 that showed up early, or they're from Sweden or Netherlands, something like that, that crossed in and they arrested them for trespass. Not including those 2. There's only one that was actually arrested on the 20th. So we can't separate illegals at the border, but we can separate American children from their family. Yes, absolutely, Josh. I watched some things there in Congress there. They have I think it was C-SPAN or one other newscast. And they were addressing, hashtag AOC. And it was, I believe it was the former ICE officer, one of the big head honchos. And he broke it down for her because she just kept on talking about ripping families apart. And this is common sense. If you commit a crime, you will be separated from your family. I was separated from my family, and my crime was prior to me ever having a family. But, it finally caught up to me. If you're a drunk driver, you get in trouble, guess what? You're going to jail. You're going to be separated from your family. Now, there is a right way to coming into a country. All right. When they do not use the right way, then it's a crime. There are port of entries to be processed to request asylum. If you are trying to sneak in, that is illegal. And you will be held responsible for doing it when you get caught. No ifs, ands, buts about it. When I was not living my life correctly and breaking the law, guess what? I had to pay the consequences. So should they. Now they say, well, they're children. Yes, I get little kids are not understanding this is illegal. They're doing whatever their parents are telling them to, or not their parents, but they're using them to get across the border. Yes, that puts those children in a very, very bad situation. But still, it is an individual that is illegally entering the country, and they need to be separated. They need, they're talking about now. I saw reports that they want proof of relations with children and these supposedly parents. I think they were even talking about blood work just to show that it's their actual kid because of the human trafficking stuff. I don't know how we got on this, but we're on it now. I don't agree with putting a 6-year-old in a cell. No way, shape, or form. Illegal immigrant, whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't agree with that. Now, do I agree with just letting them come into the country? Not unless you do it legally. Not unless you go through the correct paperwork, get vetted, and everything else. Then yeah, you can be a U.S. citizen. No problem. But it's still, if you're getting in here illegally, No, there's rules. There's rules for a reason. We have rules in society to keep it safe. DUI drivers, drug offenders, all that stuff. There's rules. Why do these rules get to be broken? You know, is it a plan for something else? Do I think so? Yeah. Oh yeah, I think it definitely is. Look at the amount of new voters you get. What side do they usually pick to vote? This particular group of people. I want to know who paid the finances for the people to come overseas to come in through Central America and then try to attempt to get into America. Who paid for that? Just a question. I have uh, I have my sources of information. They're not high up in government, nothing like that. Just other people that's been looking into this. And Bill B, you just nailed it. Bill B, you just nailed that one. And there's a bunch more. Grace Scott, you also got that one too. Yep. So yeah, it is a attack on America. It is. It's just not done with conventional weapons. It's done this way. If you get enough voters, massive amounts of voters that are definitely going to be leaning one way, all right, because look at California, they're talking about giving illegals the right to vote. How how does that work? That is an American citizen's right to be a voter because they are American citizens. Now, if you legally become a U.S. citizen, then yeah, you have a right to vote. But if you're an illegal immigrant here in this country, you have no say as far as diplomatic rules and stuff. I mean, no. Okay. Woosah. Sorry. I did. I don't need to get in all that. All right. So illegals in California can already vote in local elections. It's not right. It's just not right. Yeah. Gray Scout. Yes. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry I got into that. I don't even know how I even got on that one. It's just sometimes I start speaking before I actually think things through. I mean, all this is stuff I've already thought on and looked into. Sometimes I just say stuff I probably shouldn't be saying. You know, that's all right though. All right. Okay, so let's see what we got here, guys. Yeah, GT. Yeah, Swiss Army Josh. I know. It's all right. It's quite all right, buddy. Yeah. If the way this stuff works with the live chat, the platform does watch for certain words and things like that, and they could be reported on. So, yeah, I appreciate that, bud. It's no big deal. You didn't know, but yeah, it happens, man. Especially when you get fired up. I mean, I let things slip all the time. I'm doing my best. You guys should have seen me before I ever started doing YouTube. I cuss worse than a sailor. I cuss like an iron worker. Yeah, so I've been working very hard on watching how I do my language. It's out as over, feel better, no worse. Yeah, darn, I curse all the time. All right, guys. Um, we are 2 hours and 34 minutes in. To be honest, I am out of topics. Unless you guys have something you want to discuss, we'll be shutting down the stream pretty soon. So, if you got something, hit me with it. Don't throw anything. I already is Flash still in here? He would throw something. Let's see here what we got. I mean, after all, now I got to rebag up my EDC bag, which I actually enjoy doing. My wife was sitting there watching me tear down my bug out bag and start packing everything back. And she says, "What would you add? What'd you take out?" I said, "Nothing. I just wanted to take it all apart again and put it back together." Uh, Mud flood, one heck of a rabbit hole, but definitely evidence. Yes, yep. And it is, it is. I mean, there's a lot of these rabbit holes. I mean, you start getting into it, and you just keep on going, and you start seeing other things. You definitely see the bigger picture of how deep things really are in the country, how far they go, and who they've all been attached to. All right. Okay, guys. We're gonna go ahead and stop the stream. I hope that the rest of the evening goes very well for you guys. It is 6 o'clock here. That means I should have dinner just about ready for my wife. So I need to get inside and go eat some dinner. So hopefully everything is good on y'all's end. You know, just keep on prepping, live your lives like normal guys. All right. You know, it's one thing to be aware. It's not being fearful. It's just being aware of what's going on out there. So I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all take care.